Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Courtney Rollins back with the Life in Transitions Experts YouTube channel and Facebook group where we try to help folks through some of the biggest changes and transitions in life. And if you've been watching this channel or if this is your first time, please know that a lot of things we're talking about today or on this channel is exploring ways that you can utilize tools like life insurance to help protect your wealth, to help protect you through some of those biggest transitions, such as the passing of a loved one, to make sure that all the final expenses all your needs are at least addressed or attempted to be met. And today, I get the exciting opportunity to meet or to speak to actually one of the most awesome people that I've come across in my very brief career as a life insurance producer, and that is Amechi Barkon. We call him Money Mitch. All the way out of Atlanta, Georgia. He's a NASB agent, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself because he does a lot more than just insurance. But hopefully, if you're here for insurance, you're going to get a ton out of this. What's up, Money Mitch? How you doing, man?
What's good, man? Courtney, I appreciate you having me on your channel, man. This honor and a blessing, man. When you hit me, I was like, nah, I got to do this. This is cool. So I'm excited, man. I'm very
Man,
excited.
well, man, we appreciate you, brother. I'm looking in our our group chats. We have our threads, our WhatsApp, and we're posting our numbers daily. And you're always posting large, huge numbers, helping tons of people out. That's what it translates to, right? You're helping people out. But I want to tell us about how did you get into life insurance and specifically into final expense, and then
Well,
why?
so I'm gonna tell a quick little story. So insurance really fell in my lap. I used to work at a call center at the time I had just dropped out of college. So that was before it was cool, the cool thing to do. I was working at a call center and I just really didn't know what I had going on. Honestly, I was just working, just trying to figure things out. I had my resume on Indeed at the time. So at the time, my now mentor, Chris Vecchio, he reached out to me and he said, hey, he's starting a State Farm agency. And I'll be honest with you, I thought it was a scam. I'm like, we did a phone interview. I was like, all right, this sounds good. He wanted to meet me though. So I go, he shows me, how he's doing the build out and all that good stuff. Long story short, I liked everything. I heard I got licensed. I quit my job and I started working at State Farm. I did that for 3 years. I worked at two different State Farm offices. I worked at his, and I worked at another lady's State Farm office. And I had bought my first property at the time, right? And my neighbor at the time, he was working with NASB, and he was just telling me all the time. He was just, hey man, I know you're in the insurance industry already. I'm making all this money. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm coming in with my groceries, man. I don't want to hear that crap. I'm like, man, I just got off of work.
Right.
But things got kind of sticky at the job, and I just got tired. I just felt like, I'm one of those people. I like to be growing. I like to be moving up. You know what I'm saying? Doing something with myself and my situation, right?
Right.
So one day, I had a serious conversation with him, and he was just telling me what he had going on. And I went and quit my job. I didn't. I no. Let me backtrack. I rode with Chris on a Saturday, and I saw him make $1,000 in maybe like 2 hours, maybe an hour. And he showed me what he made. I said, "All right, you made that from just sitting with this one house?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I went to my job. Then I quit. I quit on Monday.
Good.
And it's kind of like Wolf of Wall Street, where the guy's like, "Hey, if you show me, you made 50,000 this month, I'll quit." And he showed me that he was doing something because at the time I was probably making two, maybe 3,000 with commission in a month's time, which that's not no money for real. So that's how I ended up here.
Man, so with State Farm, I'm assuming that you were a captive agent with them.
Yes,
Can
I
you
was a captive agent working in the office, 9 to 5, suit and tie, that type of deal.
can you explain what's the difference between or what is a captive agent versus the type of producer you are now or agent you are now?
For sure. Can I speak freely?
Absolutely, bro.
Okay. Yeah. So captive is it's slavery. To just be really blunt with you. If you're a captive agent, you're a slave to the company you work for.
Hmm.
Period. Being a independent agent is exactly what it sounds like. You're independent. You can move how you want to move. You can pick up the contracts you want to pick up. You can go to work when you go to work. If you don't want to go to work, you don't want to go to work. I'm going to Aruba on Saturday. I'm gonna be gone for a week. I don't have to put in PTO. I don't have to check in with anybody. I'm going to Seattle next month. I'm going on a cruise. I don't have to run these things by anybody. I just do it. When I was a captive agent is I have to check in with my boss, and if my boss says no, then I can't go. So
Oh,
that's the difference between
oh,
just
wow.
being,
Is
yeah,
a captive agent is limited to just that like State Farm? Could you only sell or share State Farm products too? Okay, that's
correct. I can only say, like, whenever you work for a company, it's
mm,
like I work for them, so I can't sell anything else. I can't pick up any other contracts. I don't get residuals. I don't do anything as a captive agent. Well, now I'm not gonna say that's all captive agencies. That was with State Farm
yeah.
as an agent working for in agency. Now, overall, there's you could be captive and get residuals and all that good stuff, but you can only represent that one company.
Okay.
As an independent agent, I can represent whatever company I decide to represent.
And so when you walk into a household, you're not just limited to, okay, I have to fit all these squares into this circle, or you have a lot of tools in your tool about, that's
Exactly.
how they do
It's
it.
like trying to hang a TV with a hammer. It's like it's not very effective if you only have one tool in your tool belt.
All right, so and most of the products you sell is final expense.
Yes, final expense. I'm actually I'm trying to transition, not out of final expense. I think final expense there'll always be a market for it, but I do want to deal with higher end clientele.
Mhm.
So just kind of I want to transition to IULs, and more investment products, things like that. And so I'm in the process of doing that. And I think you can kind of tell by my numbers, like they're a little
Yeah.
larger. I'm getting larger premiums just from
Right.
just dealing with that type of clientele.
Right. It seems like, I mean, just my, I was doing my research and continue to, to see people coming into this space. A lot of agents come in at final expense. Why do so many agents, I mean, this is a claim I'm making, but why do you think starting at final expense seem, seeing some people pull towards that?
It's a simple market. It's black and white. We're dealing with seniors. I'm not God. I don't know when we're going to go, but they understand that they're closer to
Mhm.
their demise than they're not.
Right.
And it's a matter of helping those type of people. They're filling out the cars. They're sitting at home. If you've ever been in a senior's house and you're there for an hour and they got the TV on, you're going to hear 4 to 5
Right. Yeah.
commercials about insurance at some point. So it's
Oh,
constantly being drilled in their head that they need this is some, and it's easy to say the least. It's an easy market to deal with to start off with.
oh man, you talking about growth though, man. That's awesome. Going into the IUL, what I mean, besides the higher premium, what makes you want to challenge yourself to add or enhance or go towards the IUL market where there's, a little different clientele base.
So listen, I'll be honest with you. Right now, I'm 35. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Um, I understand if life keeps going the way it's going. If I do a lot of network and things like that. If life keeps going the way it's going, I'm gonna have a phone full of dead people at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I
Mhm.
realize that I see the writing on the wall long term, and
Mhm.
it's like, hey, let me jump ahead of the curve, get good and master a skill. That way, I can as I network with my friends, family, different things that I got going on, I'm able to be a resource to them in the future or even right now versus like, hey, I'm just final expense, final expense, final
Yeah.
expense. Eventually, I'll be a senior myself, and I don't want to be still knocking doors. I don't want to still be doing that. I
Yeah.
want to kind of position myself for long-term success.
So how are you gaining the skills and Kobe in the gym? How are you learning this and mastering this IUL, this new market? What are things
It's
you're
just
doing?
it's funny you say Kobe. Kobe's one of my favorite players. And just like Kobe, it's my off season. The things I do in my free time, I'm doing the research, I'm doing the reading, I'm calling the companies, I'm
Yeah.
focusing on the things I can control, and just learning as much as I can. That way, if just like when you hear somebody say something in the house, okay, I'm going to do this for a final expense. When you hear someone say, okay, hey, I'm making this kind of money or I'm doing this, because those are the circles I run in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hanging out with the guy that can't afford to keep his lights on. I'm hanging out with other guys that are getting money, doing what they need to do. So if they have other opportunities to invest their money, why not invest it with me? Why not do the right thing with me? So
That's what's up, man. So using your time wisely, spending to immerse yourself with folks who being around people who got money. I mean, good people who got money, and that's, I mean, that sounds like a plan that's been working for folks for since millenniums, for a
yeah.
while. If somebody was interested in like becoming like an agent, what do you suggest they are some of the things that they need to do to be able to know if this is the right type of career or space for them?
Call me, call you, get in the car with
Yeah,
us. No, but all jokes aside,
for real.
um, I not saying don't trust the YouTube guys, don't trust I think those guys have a lane. But do your research. Find someone that you know personally. Get on Indeed, get on these different websites. Find someone that can put you in the car that's not talking a good game. Get in the car with them, ride with them for a day, see what they do. I think it'll change your life and it'll give you a real perspective on whether or not this is something you can or
Mhm.
cannot do. Because I've had some
Man,
people that talk a good game, they get in my car and they're like, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like
hey
I'm not capable
man.
of doing this.
I
So
show was better than tell. Yeah, I jumped in the car with AJ Ridout and we only hit one door. I was like, man, let me get out this car. I need to go get my license. I need to go do
yeah,
this, man,
yeah,
tomorrow, you know?
yeah.
If somebody realistically, somebody who's like, hey, I know this is for me after they've seen it or got in the car, two things. What can they expect? Time frame from, yo, I want to do this to I'm actually knocking the door or, they're doing telesales now. Uh, yeah, so and almost how much money do they need to start off?
Okay. So two good questions. If you're serious about your situation and you're driven, 30 days. 30
Mm.
days
That's what I hear.
from,
I keep hearing that. Yeah.
yeah, and that's giving you extra time. Because I say about 2 weeks to get licensed, 2 weeks to get contracted. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? In that time frame. And I think it's been a while since I've gotten licensed, but I think I reimburse people as they get licensed. I think it's about $600 all in,
yeah.
maybe give or take.
Yeah,
You
maybe a little
pay for the
south.
course.
Yeah.
That's if you do the in-person course. You pay to get registered with the state, and you pay for your state exam, and your fingerprint and anything else you need to do. So you do those things. $600 in a month of your time, you can change your life forever.
Oh, that's what's up, man. And if you find the right place, they will often have like step by step, like with NASB when I joined in, they gave
Right.
me step by step to getting going. And yeah, that's what I keep hearing. If you're spending more than 30 days or even then maybe it's not maybe it's not as much of a priority.
Right.
But Money Mitch, what's getting you excited now, man? You don't have to be even life insurance. What's like, oh, this when I wake up, I'm make my heart pump.
So two things I'm working on right now. I'm in the process of getting the business debt free. So that keeps me excited, keeps me driven. And then just really my future. Because my long-term goal, and I know we kind of briefly spoke about it, you do some wholesaling. Real estate investing is my long-term play.
Absolutely.
So I want to get to a point where it's like I'm buying a property a month or maybe two a month or whatever the case, whatever the good Lord has for me. But I want to position myself for long-term success. I eventually, want to start a family, things along those lines. So I want to just position myself to where like, all right, I could be a full-time father. Growing up in a single parent household, I realized, my mom, I love her to death. She worked, she's a social worker. She was a social worker. She retired.
Okay.
But she worked for, 35 years, going to work every day, just grinding. And it's like, I want to be able to go to my kids' practices, their games. I want to pick them up from school in cool cars. I like cars, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like dad's got, he pulled out the old school today, whatever the case may have you.
Mhm.
That's what drives me, my future family, just future success, just being able to be the man I didn't see growing up. So
Man, it's even just, in the counties, you know what I've noticed a pattern talking to you, or even when you lead some of the our trainings and all, is
mhm.
you seem like you are working with the end in mind. You're not working with oh, let me take care of this email today, which is, important, but maybe no, and dirty, but maybe not important. But you're like, oh, I see the writing on the wall. Why not get ahead of the curve now? Oh, I know I want kids. Why not prepare my life so that I can have whoever, whatever I want? And also, what made you understand, have that mentality, and why? Why do you have that type of? I mean, I'm
um,
looking at it something. I don't even know if you do. Would you agree or
Yeah,
what?
no, you're absolutely right. There's three types of people in this world. There's people that make it happen. There's people that watch it happen. And there's
Yeah,
people that don't even know what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can cuss on this thing, but I'm sorry if
it's
I
all
can't.
good.
But and that's the thing is like a lot of people don't know what's going on. But I realize like I can make it happen. And in order to make it happen, you have to be proactive, not reactive. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And
Right.
so I think future, like you don't want to be like, oh man, it's a problem today. It's like if I get ahead of it, I can kind of control what is and what isn't a problem. Life's still
Mhm.
going to happen. I'm not God, but at the same time, I I take as much as control of the situation as I can. I can control the outcome as much as I can. And if I want the right outcome, I'll control what I put in, you know? So that's kind of my
Amen.
mindset when I'm just day-to-day life and this, that, and third. I never want to be behind the eight bar. I never want to be a used to, you know, like I used to do this, I used to do that. It's like I always want to be the guy, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Uh,
like you got to do with it to be the guy, you got to do some stuff, you know? So
yeah, amen. That's what's up, man. So if somebody what's like if somebody asked you, well, I'm asking you now, but like an inspiring, I guess, book or even just something that's like, hey, you need to pick this up and read it 100 times, or you need to go and talk to this person 100 times if you're not, a book, book reader. What's something that's like,
two books. I actually have. Hold on, I'm right here. It's the 12 hour.
12? Yeah, I got it right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
12
So I
minutes.
have this is the
12
guide, and I
hours.
have the actual book right here.
Love your work.
Like the
Yeah.
12 hour work week. I've read it a couple times. I was bad with time management, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was
Um,
looking to see if I had it. Yeah.
yeah, I was bad with time management at one point in my life, and that's something that allowed me to realize because all we have is time. You know what I'm saying? If we're being honest, and what we do for our time, like right now, you know, I'm not on social media. I don't do like a lot of scrolling or anything like that. Now I will get on social media to do research, but I'm not just there like day to day watching other people live, because I don't find value in that. I'm out here trying to make it happen. I'm actually living my life, right? But I think what we do for our time is what really matters. So it's like I look at how I use my time. I do block scheduling. I have a routine. I make sure my daily habits align with my long term goals, and I just go every day. You know, and I also take emotion out of it because I think us as humans, we could be very emotional. We could be very temperamental, whether we realize it or not. We give our feelings too much of a say so. And not saying I'm numb or anything like that, but like I have business hours for myself, Monday through Friday from 8 o'clock well, really, I wake up at 6. I hit the gym. After the gym, you know, I get ready for my day. I, you know, do our conference calls, things like that. But I have a routine that allows me to touch every area of my life where I, you know, I'm spiritually inclined. So I do a lot, you know, I pray, I read my word, I do these different things. I'm physically inclined. So, you know, I go to the gym 6 days a week, you know what I'm saying? Whether I'm either going on walks, runs, I'm lifting, different things like that. Um, I'm big on financial. So I'm doing during the day, I'm going to work, I'm selling. I don't give myself emotional room to be like, oh, I don't want to do it today. Or we don't, you
Mm.
know, it's, you
So
take the
staying
emotion
busy
out
is
of
one of those ways, like Grant Cardone, don't put any white space on your calendar or,
it. Exactly.
so on that,
Exactly.
but let me dig in there a little bit, especially about the emotions, because I'm hearing a lot of stuff that's helping you regulate your emotions with like physical literal activity, physical activity. What is it though in it all starts in the mind. What is it in your mind that's allowing you to like have that emotional detachment that allows you to continue to serve without getting, you're not, because everybody's not a lay down out there, but we know we're serving people regardless of what space you're in. You're trying to accomplish something. You're not always going to be a yes. So what is it that you're doing mentally that allows you to maintain an emotional maturity?
The mind is a muscle just like anything else.
Okay.
And with the mind being a muscle, you have to train it. I didn't start off like this. I didn't wake up like, oh. And I always say, like I used to play football in high school. If I had the mindset and the work ethic I had now, I maybe could have went pro because I have the size, you know what I'm saying?
Being Kenton with a bus.
Like
Yeah.
but no, but all jokes aside, it's like it's one of those things. It's like you train the mind daily. So it's like, you know, when I first started, at the time I was dating a girl and we used to argue all the time, right? And like I would take time out the field and argue with this girl. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
like I look back on it now and I laugh because it's like I would never now. I would never, but I had to train myself. So it's a mental, it's a daily training. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're in the industry where they say one more door, right? So I had to train myself because I like back in the day at 2, 3 o'clock, I'm yawning. Oh man, I'm ready to go home. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing shaking. Now it's like, all right, I have to tell myself we've hit our goal today. Let's go ahead and head home because it's like it's one of those things. I make the main thing the main thing. I focus on the controllables and I give the rest to God. So
Amen. Amen. Well, shoot, man. Oh man, you just took me to two different places with that, but oh man. I want to be respectful of your time. I know we have a training at 9 a.m. A
yeah.
couple minutes, but if people wanted to reach you, how could they reach out to you and connect?
Well, like I said, I'm not on social media right now. I mean, I have a social media platforms, but that's for more personal. I don't know. Listen, hit my line 919-650-9661. Text me, call me. I'm very responsive. Uh yeah, I mean, like whatever you need, I'm here. I like to be a resource to my people, the community. So anything you need, if I can help, I will.
Absolutely, man. Money Mitch, man. I appreciate it, man. I mean, one of the most like just your energy. You lead by example, bro. And so I really appreciate it, man. It's awesome to see folks that I can aspire to go up to and hope to surpass. And I'm getting far as
And
I
you will,
understand.
you will.
There's no
No,
competition.
Courtney, listen.
We all have
I'm
to.
sorry to interrupt you, man, but like this guy's got the juice right here.
Oh
Courtney is
man.
he's up and coming. He's doing his thing. He motivates me. So I like what you're doing, man. Keep doing your thing too,
Man,
for sure.
appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, brother. I'll see you in a couple of minutes on our
Yes,
training, but
sir.
appreciate it. Everybody, hit us up, hit that like and subscribe. This is the Life and Transitions Expert Channel, LITE. Let your light shine. Cheers. All right, bro.